RAF Kingscliffe, 12 miles west of Peterborough in Northamptonshire, which opened in October 1941, was used by No. 12 Group Fighter Command, and later, after August 1943, by the USAAF 8th Air Force as USAAF Station 367. It was home to the 20th Fighter Group, which flew 312 missions, losing 132 aircraft, while claiming 212 enemy aircraft destroyed in the air and 237 on the ground. On the 3rd of October 1944, Glenn Miller played his last airfield band concert in the big hangar at Kingscliffe. A memorial to this was placed on a former hangar base. In October 1945, Kingscliffe was handed back to the RAF, who placed it on care and maintenance, and it was used as a sub-site for armament storage. The airfield was sold and quickly returned to agriculture in January 1959. Today, Kingscliffe has largely returned to agriculture. However, the outlines of the runways are readily identifiable. The perimeter track has been reduced to a single-track agricultural road, with the hard standings removed for hardcore. The technical site and hangars have been completely demolished. However, the abandoned watch office still exists. In September 2004, a contributor to the Army Rumour Service forum wrote about his experience at former RAF Kingscliffe when he, and as he puts it, his ex, went for a day out looking at old airfields in the Northamptonshire area, accompanied by her parents' collie called Tash. They ended up at Kingscliffe after what was described as a very pleasant day in the country. Stopping at the farm, he asked the farmer if it was okay to look at the old watch office. Giving his permission, the farmer said, "But you'll have to leave the car here because of all this pierced steel planking around, and keep the dog on a lead." Asked if that was because there were animals grazing on the former airfield, he received the cryptic reply that, "No, but I wouldn't advise it." As they walked across the field to the watch office, a kind of creeping dread feeling started to take hold, something which he states he had only ever felt twice before, once at the old bomb dump at Linton-on-Ouse, and once at Bodney, although he states that this experience was far worse, and he was starting to feel genuinely scared. The nearer to the old watch office that they got, the worse he felt. His girlfriend commented, "I don't like this, neither does Tash. Can we go?" And looking down he saw the dog backing up and growling, at which point he admits that he couldn't force himself to walk any closer to the derelict building, and was absolutely starting to panic. The last straw was when Tash started to bark and stare at the upper level of the building. They never got to look at the inside of the old watch office, and made their way back to the farm, where they again met with the farmer, who asked them if they had got to see around the building, and when answered in the negative he just smiled and said, "You're not the first." As you can imagine, this got me interested, and so, on one of my runs up the country, I stopped off at the old airfield to have a look for myself. The old watch office for night fighter stations is completely derelict and slowly becoming dangerous. It stands alone with fields in front of it as a reminder that this was once an airfield where men flew and died. Making my way to the tower was a bit of a slog, but worth the trek. With no one around, I just walked up to the old building and went in. I was rather disappointed not to have any feelings of dread associated with the place, despite its rather ominous, dark appearance. I was rather looking forward to experiencing it, to be honest. Walking around inside was more interesting than being outside. There was a definite feeling of not being alone, of being watched, and even of being followed from room to room and up the stairs. I remember looking down as I reached the top just in case someone was there. But no, I was alone. This is a short excerpt from the recording taken while on the upper floor, looking at what was once a busy airfield, through one of the openings that was once a window. So, if you're in the Peterborough area and have some time to spare, pay a visit to the old watch office at former RAF Kingscliffe. See if you experience the feelings of being watched and of fear and dread that others have reported. And perhaps get in touch and tell me of your experiences there.